Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So, today we're talking about the lunar eclipse in March 2024. And it's going to be for all signs. If you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. Alright, so talking about the lunar eclipse taking place March 24th to March 25th of 2024, of course. So this is going to be taking place in the sign of Virgo. And we're going to be looking at this from all signs using your Vedic Sidereal Ascendant, Moon, and Sun sign. So these aren't your Western tropical placements. If you don't know your Vedic Sidereal placements, you can look up a Vedic Sidereal birth chart calculator or get a much more detailed Vedic Sidereal birth chart from my website. Okay, so let's dig in. Alright, so starting this off with Aries. Aries, the lunar eclipse is going to take place in Virgo, your 6th house. So, the 6th house is being aspected by Mercury and by Sun, of course. Sun's always aspecting the lunar eclipse. And then Mars has an 8th aspect onto the moon. Okay, so these are the aspects that we're looking at on the eclipse. Now, Sun, we don't really equate the lordship because Sun's always opposite when there's a lunar eclipse. But this lunar eclipse is taking place in your 6th house. So what's 6th house? 6th house is health issues, accidents. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's your coworkers. It's competition, sports. It's your enemies. It's your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your pets. So, we see that the eclipse will be tied to these areas. Now, with Mercury's aspect, Mercury is the 3rd and the 6th lord, aspecting from the 12th house. So we see there's going to be significant influence of younger siblings, of work, maternal aunts and uncles, cousins. There could be something going on with your maternal aunts and uncles and maternal aunts and uncles' cousins. By that I mean their children. Your direct cousins. So we see they could somehow be involved with this. There could be something going on with them. Maybe they had to go to the hospital. Mercury's in the 12th house of hospital. There could be a health issue going on. They could be traveling, going to foreign places. You could be having a health issue during this time. Remember, this is your chart we're looking at. Now we also see Mars has an 8th aspect. Mars is the 1st lord of health, your physical body, and the 8th lord of sudden accidents, transformation, surgery. So there could definitely be some kind of health thing going on here. So definitely watch your health leading up to it, the lunar eclipse and during the lunar eclipse. But also, Mercury is providing some protection because it's aspecting its own house from the 12th. Another thing, there could be something significant tied to debt, although that debt could be lost because the 6th lord is in the 12th house. Debt going into losses. That could be good for you. Also, you could get a pet during this eclipse, or right near it. If you get a pet, it would likely be a dog, because Ketu is here. Ketu represents dogs. Also fish. Could be a fish. Or multiple fish, I guess. Okay, so we see that with this lunar eclipse. But during a lunar eclipse, definitely emotions can be high. So keep that in mind. But alright, that's what I have for you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus, the lunar eclipse is taking place in your 5th house. In the sign of Virgo. It's being aspected by Mercury and by Mars. And Sun, but Sun always aspects during a lunar eclipse. So, 5th house is romance, fun and games, children, students. It's creativity. It's arts, cinema. It's politics. It's your education. It's also your subordinates at work. So, Mercury is your 2nd and 5th lord. Mercury's providing protection here. From the 11th house. Also, 5th house is speculation. 11th house is stock market. So there could be something financial for sure with this transit. Tied to the stock market, tied to gambling, speculation. Your 2nd lord of earnings, 5th lord of speculation, and the 11th house of stock market. Definitely that could be there. Also, there could be something significant with children. 2nd lord of family. 5th lord of children is aspecting this lunar eclipse. So there could be something significant going on with your children if you have children. Or you could find out you're having children. Or a child could be born during this lunar eclipse. Now we also see Mars aspecting with its 8th aspect. Mars is your 12th and 7th lord. From the 10th. So, 12th lord is losses. Now, 7th lord is 10th from the 10th. It's the higher form of your status and career. And Mars is in the 10th house. So we see there could be a loss of job. A change of job. Because 5th house is 8th from the 10th house. Sudden change of job could be there. And this would likely be for the better because Mars rules the 7th house of the higher form of your career. So we also see there could be a change of job with this transit. Maybe that's what affects your finances. Also for business, this can be very good because Mars is your 7th lord of business. Aspecting the 5th house of speculation, of gain from business. Because it's the 11th house from the 7th house of business. 11th house from a house is gain. Also, we do see there could be education tied to your career. There could be spiritual education during this time. Especially if you're watching my videos. But alright, so that's what we see for you though, Taurus. Gemini. Gemini, the lunar eclipse is taking place in your 4th house. Aspected by Mercury and Mars. Mars with its 8th aspect. Okay. So, 4th house is mother, home, land, real estate, vehicles, comfort and happiness. And we see that this is where the lunar eclipse is taking place. Now, Mercury is your 1st and 4th lord. So, we see you're directly involved in this eclipse. This will be concerning you. Now, it's aspecting from the 10th house. This could be working from home. You working from home. This could be you working on your home. There could be big changes with your home during this transit. There could be something going on with your mother, especially because Mars is the 6th lord of health issues, aspecting the 8th house, the 4th house with its 8th aspect. So, there could be a change with your mother where there's health issues involved. There could be a car accident, because 6th lord of accidents is aspecting from the 9th house of long distance travel. So if you're not careful, that could happen. Make sure you're insured. Make sure you're wearing your damn seatbelt. I don't want to have to come back and say I told you so. Also, you could gain property during this transit. The 11th lord of gain, Mars, is aspecting. So there could be a gain. You could get property. You could get a vehicle. There could be travel to a new home during this transit. There could be something significant going on with your father and your mother, because Mars is aspecting from the 9th house of father, aspecting the 4th house of mother. So that could be there as well. Okay. That's what I have for you though, Gemini. Cancer. Cancer, the lunar eclipse is taking place in your 3rd house. 3rd house is younger siblings, cousins, neighbors. 3rd house is media, short distance travel, communications of all kinds, including writing. It's your efforts, your skills, it's sports. We see it's aspected by Mercury and by Mars. Mars is 8th aspect. Okay, so Mercury is your 12th and your 3rd lord. So there's some protection here because Mercury is aspecting its own house. But we do see there could be losses going to the sibling, the younger sibling. There could be travel with the younger siblings, or to see the younger siblings, because Mercury's aspecting from the 9th house and it rules the 12th house and it rules the 3rd house. These are the 3 houses of travel. There could be significant travel during this transit. It could also be concerning your father, because Mercury is aspecting from the 9th house of father. There could be a lot going on between your father and your younger siblings. Also, 9th house is publishing. 3rd house is writing. There could be writing and publishing. Significant, events tied to that going on right now. There could be something significant with teaching, with learning. 9th house is teaching. So we also see that could be taking place with this lunar eclipse. You could be learning new skills. Now, Mars is your 5th and 10th lord, with Scorpio and Aries, aspecting from the 8th house. Now, 8th house is sudden changes. 3rd house is 8th from the 8th. So it's the higher form of change. It's even bigger transformation. It's transformation through your self-efforts as well. So we see there can be a sudden change tied to the 5th and the 10th house. Sudden change of job could be there. Sudden change with children could be there. Children, that could be tied to your younger siblings. They could be your nieces and nephews. There can be big change with your education, with your status, especially if you're involved in media, marketing, sales, writing. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. Leo, the lunar eclipse is happening in your 2nd house, aspected by Mercury from the 8th and Mars from the 7th. Okay, so 2nd house is family. It's your earnings, your savings. It's speech. Okay. So, we see that there's going to be something significant tied to this house. So, Mercury is your 11th and 2nd lord, aspecting from the 8th. We see there can be some sudden gains that take place. 8th house is also other people's income. This could be a tax return. 8th house is taxes. 11th lord of gains, 2nd lord of earnings. So, you could be getting your tax return right near the lunar eclipse. But there could be sudden gains that come in. There could be sudden changes with your elder sibling. 11th house is elder sibling. And family. There could be big changes with them. There can be changes with your banking. 2nd house is your finances. 8th house is other people's finances. So banks. Also, there could be something significant going on with your in-laws as well. 8th house is in-laws. It's the parents of your, parents, family of your partner. So there could be something significant with family get-together. Could be your family and your partner's family. But definitely expect something big to happen with finances, with elder sibling, with family, or in-laws. Now, Mars is your 9th and your 4th lord. So, 9th and 4th lord. 9th house is father. 4th house is mother. Once again, big change with your father, with your mother, with your family in general. The only family member that's not included in this seemingly is your younger siblings. But it's aspecting from the 7th. So 9th and 4th house, this could be moving far away. 9th house is long distance travel. 4th house is home. Maybe you're telling your family about this. Remember, 2nd house is speech. Also, 7th house is business. So you could be earning through business. There could be big, financial gain through your business during this time. There could be something significant with your spouse or with your relationship partner during this transit because of Mars aspecting from the 7th. But okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. Virgo. Alright, Virgo. The lunar eclipse is taking place in your ascendant. So we see this is going to be tied to you, your physical health, your body. Okay. Mercury and Mars are both aspecting. Mars with its 8th aspect from the 6th house. Mercury from the 7th. Mercury's your 1st and 10th lord. So, and Mercury sitting in the 7th house. 10th house is your career, status. 7th house is the higher form of your career and status and fame. Because 10th from the 10th. So we see you're elevating during this lunar eclipse. There could be something significant with your career, with your business. That's putting you in a higher position. This lunar eclipse is about you. So we clearly see that with Mercury's aspect here. Mars is also aspecting. Mars is your 3rd and 8th lord. So we see major changes. 8th house is sudden ups and downs, transformation. Also surgeries. 3rd house is 8th from the 8th. It's the higher form of sudden ups and downs and transformation. Sudden changes through self-effort. Okay, so we see Mars is bringing all this from the 6th house. 6th house is work, 6th house is health issues. So we see that there can be big changes tied to work. And we just said that with Mercury too. So definitely there's going to be a big change with your work situation. You could be getting a new job. You could be getting a promotion. You could just be having higher status through your business. But we do see there can be health issues. You could need a surgery during this transit, during this eclipse. There could be an accident. 6th house is accidents. 8th house is sudden accidents. And accidents usually sudden, but we see there could be an accident, there could be a health issue. There could be overworking that affects your health. We clearly see these things, so, be careful there. But work-wise, this does look very good. Alright, Libra. 1 second, Libra, I need a drink. Okay. So, the lunar eclipse is taking place in your 12th house. 12th house is foreign lands, foreign people. It's multinational companies. It's spirituality. It's isolation. Anywhere you feel isolated. Jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's bed pleasure, sex and sleep. It's losses of all kinds, including investments, because you have to invest money to make money. You gotta lose the money that you're investing temporarily to make that money. So we see the lunar eclipse is taking place here. It's aspected by Mercury from the 6th house and Mars from the 5th. Mercury is your 9th and 12th lord. So we see religion, philosophy, education, travel, father could be tied to this. We do see protection with Mercury's aspect, because Mercury rules Virgo, but there could be some kind of long distance travel, could be work related, because Mercury's in the 6th house. Yeah, 6th house. But there could also be a health issue, because 6th house is health issues, 12th house is hospitals. You could be dealing with some health issues during this lunar eclipse. There could be a health scare, an accident. So be careful. You could be getting higher education, especially when it comes to spirituality. There could be long distance travel. If, tied to work, this could be work education as well. If you're involved in publishing, 9th house is publishing, 6th house is work, aspecting the 12th house. 12th house is like imagination as well. Especially if you're a fantasy writer. So, that's what we see with Mercury's aspect. But Mars is in the 5th and rules your 7th and your 2nd house. So what we see here is there could be romance while you're in places tied to the 12th house. So hospital, foreign lands, any spiritual activity. We see there could be romance because Mars is aspecting from the 5th. It rules the 7th house of relationships. And Jupiter's in the 7th house of relationships. So there could definitely be, romance taking place. 5th house is also speculation. Speculative gains. The lunar eclipse is taking place in the 12th house of loss. Also, Mars is the 2nd lord of earnings, savings. So we do see there could be a loss of your savings through speculation, gambling, stock market. You gotta be careful with that. Unless you're investing, I'd say this is a time you could actually lose money. So be very careful. Also, there could be something going on with your children during this. Maybe children are traveling. Maybe children have to go to the hospital. Keep an eye on them. They might be dealing with a health issue. They might have some accident. Same thing with a family member. Second lord of family is aspecting. Alright. That's what I have for you, Libra. Scorpio. The lunar eclipse is taking place in your 11th house. 11th house is elder siblings. It's your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends. It's large organizations, your network circles. It's hopes, wishes, desires. It's gains. It's the gain of your status because it's second to the 10th house of status. So we see this lunar eclipse is taking place here. Aspected by Mercury and Mars. Mercury is your 8th and 11th lord. If I can get my words out. Alright. So we see with Mercury ruling these houses, Mercury is protecting this lunar eclipse. It's aspecting its own sign of Virgo. Now, Mercury is aspecting from the 5th house. 5th house is speculation. 11th house is stock market. So there could be sudden gains that take place during this through speculation, gambling, stock market. We see that could be there. There could be a sudden change with your elder sibling or a paternal aunt and uncle or a friend. They could be getting into the occult even, because 8th house of the occult or 8th lord of the occult is aspecting. They could need a surgery because the 8th lord of surgeries is aspecting. But this would be good for them because it's aspecting its own sign. It's providing that protection. There could be a sudden ending with a friend. But this would be good for you. Ketu's there. Maybe you needed to disconnect from them. Also, you could be getting a dog. Zach, why the hell do you say that? Well, Mars is aspecting. Mars is your 1st and your 6th lord. 6th lord of pets. 11th house is large pets. Large animals. Wild animals even. Ketu sitting there. Ketu is dogs and fish. But being in the 11th house could be, more like a big dog. And it's the 11th house of gain. You could be gaining a pet. Also, there can be, a change in your work. Gaining through work. 6th lord of work is aspecting. 1st lord of self is aspecting. So you gaining. You're involved in this eclipse. Maybe you're having a get-together with friends. Could be taking place at your house because your 1st lord is aspecting from the 4th house of home. Or you could be visiting your friend's home. That could be there. You could be gaining through real estate. Through vehicles. 4th house represents these things and Mars is aspecting from there. Also, there could be something with your education going on because Mercury is sitting in the 5th house of education. Aspecting the 11th house. You could be gaining through your education. Or fulfilling your desires to education. But alright, moving on to Sagittarius. Alright, Sagittarius. This lunar eclipse is taking place in your 10th house. 10th house is career, status, fame. It's your workplace. It's government. And we see Mercury and Mars are aspecting this eclipse. Mercury with its 7th aspect, Mars with its 8th aspect. Mercury rules your 7th and 10th house. 7th house is the higher form of the 10th house because it's 10th from the 10th. So everything I said about the 10th house, Mercury is ruling a 7th house, the higher form of that. Now Mercury is aspecting from the 4th house. So we see you could be working from home during this transit. There can be a big change with your career, with your workplace during this transit. You could obtain more fame, more status through your work. Especially in your homeland. 4th house is homeland. So we see that could be there. You could be doing a business from home. Business tied to real estate, tied to vehicles. Because 7th Lord of Business is aspecting from the 4th house. 4th house represents these things. Also, there could be something going on with your spouse, with your relationship partner, your business partner. Because the 7th Lord is aspecting this. Maybe you're working with your spouse or your person you're in a relationship with. Maybe your business partner is getting land, real estate, getting a vehicle. Maybe that's important for your career, for your business. So we clearly see those things going on. Now Mars is aspect. Mars is your 5th and 12th Lord, aspecting this lunar eclipse. So 12th house is losses. 5th house is 8th from the 10th house, change of job. So there could be a loss or a change of job that requires you to travel. Maybe you're traveling to a new job. Mars is in the 3rd house of travel. Also, there could be, something going on with media, marketing, sales. 3rd house represents all of this. There could be something with your education, tied to your career in particular, because Mars is the 5th Lord of education, aspecting. Also, Mars is students, subordinates at work, aspecting the 10th house. Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe there's something going on with your students. Something that's going to be noticed by society, where you help them. Maybe you're learning new skills tied to your career. 3rd house is skills. 3rd house is media. Maybe you're achieving some fame through your media, through your writing, your communication. Okay, that's what I have for you though, Sagittarius. Capricorn. Capricorn, the lunar eclipse is taking place in your 9th house. It's aspected by Mercury from the 3rd house with its 7th aspect, and aspected by Mars from the 2nd house with its 8th aspect. Okay. So, 9th house is father figures, teachers, religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance travel, pilgrimage, publishing. And Mercury is aspecting, protecting these areas of life, because it's aspecting its own sign of Virgo. Mercury is your 6th and 9th Lord, aspecting from the 3rd house. So 3rd and 9th house are houses of writing, travel. 3rd house is writing, 9th house is publishing. So if you're writing and publishing, something significant could happen tied to that during this lunar eclipse. There could be significant travel during this lunar eclipse. Also, 3rd house is younger siblings. 9th house is father. So there could be something going on with your younger siblings and your father. Now, 6th house is health issues. Maybe your younger siblings are having health issues. Maybe your father is having health issues, or your teacher, or your guru. 6th Lord, 6th house is also work. You could be traveling for work. Maybe your work involves media, marketing, sales, communication. Maybe you're getting new skills tied to your work. Maybe you have to travel for that. Now Mars is aspecting from your 2nd house. Mars is your 4th and your 11th Lord. So there could also be something going on with your mother. We see the 4th Lord of Mothers being involved with this. Mars is in the second house of family. Mars is your 11th lord of elder sibling. So there could be a lot going on with your elder sibling, with your mother as well. Looks like the whole family is involved with this damn lunar eclipse. Now, another thing we see is Mars is your 11th lord of gains in the second house, aspecting. Second house is earnings, savings. So there could be, earning money through traveling, through education. Ninth house is higher education. Maybe your father is making more money. That could also be the case. Maybe your mother is traveling as well. The fourth lord, aspecting, fourth house's mother. You could be moving home. Fourth lord rules the fourth house of the home, land, real estate. The lunar eclipse is in the ninth house of travel. You could be traveling to a new home. Also, fourth house is vehicles, cars. Maybe you're going on a road trip. Could be with the family, because Mars is in the second house of family. Maybe you're going to be teaching. Ninth house is teachers. Second house is speech. Maybe you're going to be speaking. Maybe you're traveling to a place where you're going to be public speaking. But alright, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius. So, the lunar eclipse is taking place in your 8th house. Aspected by Mercury and Mars. Mercury with its 7th aspect, Mars with its 8th aspect. So what's 8th house? 8th house is your in-laws, joint finances and relationships and business. 8th house is research, the occult, sex. Sun ups and downs, transformation, endings, death, taxes, other people's money. It's banks. I was missing one. One sec. Surgery. There we go. Okay. So, we see all of that. Now, Mercury is your 5th lord and your 8th lord. It's providing protection because it's aspecting its own house of Virgo. So, second house is your earnings, your savings. 5th house is speculation, stock market, gambling. So there can be a sudden change with your finances. This could be good because Mercury's aspecting its own house. And second house is banking as well. Second and 8th house. Both represent finances. So we see that there could be a big change with your finances. Hopefully for the better. But also, second house is family. 8th house is in-laws. There could be a lot going on with your family, with your in-laws. Sudden changes. 5th house is children. 5th lord's aspecting the 8th house. There could be sudden changes with your children. Or suddenly having children. Be careful if you don't want that. Also, there could be education tied to the occult. Maybe there's progress made in your, your research tied to your education. There could be gains through speculation. Quite suddenly. There could be, you could be getting your tax return. Also, either a child or someone in your family could need a surgery. This would likely be good for them because Mercury's aspecting its own house. Now, Mars is in the first house of you, your physical health, your body. Mars rules the 3rd and the 10th house. So it's aspecting here. Maybe you're the one who needs a surgery. Maybe a younger sibling or a cousin needs a surgery. Maybe you're getting involved in these 8th house matters. It might not just be your family or your in-laws. Looks like you might be involved because it's aspecting from the 1st house. There could be sudden changes in your life. Also, 3rd house is the higher form of change and transformation because it's 8th from the 8th. So this could be a massive change or a very sudden one. Now, 10th Lord aspecting shows there could be a change in your career, in your status, in your fame. You could obtain some status and fame for your research, for the occult. Hopefully not for your sex life. Don't want that getting out in the open. Oh gosh. Okay. But also the 3rd Lord is aspecting the 8th house. So definitely we see effort being put into transformation, into the occult, into research. But alright. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces. Alright, Pisces. So, the lunar eclipse is taking place in the 7th house. Aspected by Mercury with its 7th aspect, and Mars with its 8th aspect. Now, the 7th house is relationships, marriage, business partner, business. It's 10th from the 10th house. It's the higher form of your status, your fame, your career. It's also 4th from the 4th. So it's the higher form of your comfort, your happiness. Now, Mercury is your 4th and 7th Lord. Aspecting from the 1st. It's aspecting its own house of Virgo. So it's providing protection. So we see there could be a move. Because the 4th Lord is aspecting 7th house. 4th from the 4th. This would likely involve you. Because it's aspecting from the 1st house. Now, why do I say this could be a move? Well, 4th house is home. 4th away from that becomes home away from home. So, could be a new home or a second home. Second property even. Now, we also see there could be something going on with your relationship. Something significant with relationship, business. And you would be involved in this. Because it's aspecting from the 1st house. Also, there could be something going on with your mother. Or your mother is, if you run a business with her. There could be something going on there. Could also be something going on where your mother's getting involved in your relationship. Hopefully not. But we see there could be comfort and happiness coming through your relationship during this lunar eclipse. Something that makes you really happy. Maybe there's some happiness coming through your business. Maybe it's finally taken off. You could even be getting married during this lunar eclipse. Now, Mars is aspecting from the 12th house. Mars is your 2nd and your 9th Lord. So, 9th house is long distance travel. 12th house is foreign lands, foreign travel. So, there could be some long distance travel tied to a relationship, tied to business. Ninth house is religion. 12th house is spirituality. There could be a religious or spiritual ceremony. That could be a marriage ceremony. It's aspecting the 7th house. Your family could also be traveling. This could be traveling to a wedding. You could be earning through business, especially if your business is tied to foreign lands, foreign people, tied to, spirituality. We see that as well. There could be something going on with your family, with your father, especially if you're involved in a family business. All right. That's what I have for all of you. So, definitely a lot going on with this lunar eclipse with 2 planets aspecting. So, definitely expect something big. March 24th to 25th. All right. That's what I have for all of you. And if you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. If you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.